the problem we have in Kenya is we elect people not on the basis of meritocracy, but on the basis of how much they can give during the electioneering period. And that is where we get it wrong as a country.
So you're a Gen Z?
Yes, I'm a Gen Z.
So did you take it to the streets?
Yes, I was there in the June protests. The Genz Revolution is a call to good governance. It's not about Ruto must go. The Ruto must go is a slogan that came way after the finance bill had fallen.
What prompted you to take it to the streets? Because I think at one point, in the beginning, this was a personal decision that a lot of young people and the youths took, you know, to see change in our country. So what prompted you to take it out? What was your personal reason for going to the streets?
Thank you. First of all, I was the first protest when it happened. I was up country. I was in Kisii, where I come from, and we were in solidarity with the ones who were in Nairobi protesting on the street. We need a system which allows for people to have disposable income, because that's where the taxes come from. And even this problem of taxation that we have currently in the country, it can be solved by, you don't do it by over-taxation. You do it by creating an enabling environment for even a Gen Z to start a business and be able to...
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I would love to introduce our guest by the name of Carel Omwoyo. Carel Omwoyo is a student leader and also a student advocate. Carel, thank you for coming to our show. Who is Carel?
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Carel Omwoyo, and I'm a student at the esteemed Multimedia University. And I also happen to be a student leader and also the National Secretary General for USLA. USLA stands for University Student Leaders Association, which is an association that brings together all the comrades from the entire country so that we can have one bargaining front when we are asking for our rights and even when we are seeking for opportunities within and outside government. Yes.
So you're a Gen Z?
Yes, I'm a Gen Z.
So did you take it to the streets?
Yes, I was there in the June protests, and as Gen Z, we are proud of whatever we have achieved in a short period, which even the opposition has not been able to give us for quite a long time. Yes.
And what are you pursuing at the university?
In the university, I'm actually a student of information technology, what we call IT, which is a sector that, in my vision, I see it revolutionizing even the workplace. All sectors in the economy are now utilizing IT infrastructure, even the media houses, you use IT. And I see the way we are going, IT is going to be commonplace everywhere. Yes.
So what prompted you to take it to the streets? Because I think at one point, in the beginning, this was a personal decision that a lot of young people and the youths took, you know, to see change in our country. So what prompted you to take it out? What was your personal reason for going to the streets?
Thank you. First of all, I was the first protest when it happened. I was up country. I was in Kisii, where I come from, and we were in solidarity with the ones who were in Nairobi protesting on the street. Because, first of all, we were not going to accept the punitive finance bill, which we are glad it came down. It was going to strangle the little money Kenyans had. Right now, we could be Lebanon in the making, because our financial systems were going to crash, because people don't have what we call disposable income to spend on on their daily activities, which then goes back into the market and is circulated around. We need a system which allows for people to have disposable income, because that's where the taxes come from. And even this problem of taxation that we have currently in the country, it can be solved by, you don't do it by over taxation. You do it by creating an enabling environment for even a Gen Z to start a business and be able to prosper. We saw, like, there's an interview I saw, and then a lady was comparing starting a business in Kenya and starting a business in the UK. It took her 2 days to have a fully running business in the UK, and a sister business in Ghana took her 6 months to even reach where the other one was. We have a problem of overregulation in the country, and that's why I feel like ministries like the Ministry of Medium and Small Enterprises, they are not doing a really great job to create opportunities and create an enabling environment for even youths and the population in general to be innovative. Yes.
Okay, so you being a student leader
Yes.
and a student advocate, and of course you're part of that association,
Yes.
I'm sure you guys talk, you know, on how everything went, you know, you give a synopsis or the outcome of how the Genz Revolution went and all that stuff. What is the take around the revolution, and what you'd have wanted, what was your anticipation versus what you did not achieve?
Okay, the Gen Z Revolution is a call to good governance. It's not about Ruto must go. The Ruto must go is a slogan that came way after the finance bill had fallen. And this Ruto must go is a clarion call to bring together people who have integrity issues to be put out of government. Because the problem we have in Kenya is we elect people not on the basis of meritocracy, but on the basis of how much they can give during the electioneering period. And that is where we get it wrong as a country. And these Gen Z protests and revolution has shown us that we are experiencing a paradigm shift, whereby we are not going to be doing the politics of tribalism anymore. We are, as a front, we are tribeless. And we won't be leaderless for a long time, but we have broken the bounds of the politics.
So there's an anticipation that you're going to have a leader soon?
Yes, yes, yes.
That is in the making, in the kitchen?
There is a leader in the making. I would like to call them wise men. The wise men of the Gen Z age. They are meeting secretly and openly, having conversations around what we can do as a country to get ourselves out of the current predicament. We cannot continue as we are. Like someone put it, Kenya has already overborrowed. We have a debt that will take us more than 60 years to repay if we were to repay. And the worst part is that that debt did not come into Kenya to stimulate the economy. It was borrowed by some cronies and stashed in overseas accounts. Now, with the new Gen Z power that we are bringing on board, we are going to revolutionize this country. We are going to audit those debts. I like the work that my brother Morara Kebaso is doing on exposing all those stalled government projects, even from the Moi era up to now. And that is the spirit that runs in our blood. I believe that if I'm talking to every Gen Z out there, go to the nearest project that is close to you. We must put this government to check, because the Auditor General audits all the government projects, but then EACC doesn't do anything about putting the government in check. Yeah. So that work has now been delegated to us, the Gen Zs.
So you're asking for more public participation, basically.
Yes. And the whole thing we are doing with this Gen Z revolution is more of civic rights, teaching the civic rights to our citizenry, because we've realized that our citizens don't know their rights to begin with. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So let's talk about joblessness, because I think this is something that is close to your heart, because you're a student right now pursuing a degree, or whatever you're pursuing at the university. Do you see yourself finding a job in Kenya?
With the current
Administration?
administration and all the nepotism we have in government, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
And that's me speaking. And what I'm speaking is what every other Gen Z is feeling out there. That if you don't know somewhere up there in the echelons of power, you're not likely to have a seat in the decision-making table. And that is what we want to change. We want to have a society based on meritocracy rather than nepotism. And the problem of joblessness is one brought about by what we have in this country, and that is misplaced priorities. Sometimes, okay, in my opinion, we have a lot of government projects, like now the housing project. You see, that housing project doesn't help anyone in the long run. It's not like Kenyans are currently living in caves, but look at all the money that has been spent in the housing projects. And the worst part is those projects are not even affordable housing, as they call them. I saw one in Kirinyaga which goes for, I think one big goes for 1.9 million. How many Gen Zs can afford 1.9 million with a salary of less than 20,000? That is what we call an elephant, or white elephant projects. What if in Kenya we have a lot of places where we can grow our income? Let's say from a county like Kericho, why doesn't the president build a world-class tea processing plant in Kericho, which will in turn employ a lot of youth and people in the economy? Why can't the president open avocado factories in Kisii, where I come from, and Ndizi factories, which can employ the youths of Kisii? Why can't the president build coffee processing plants in Kirinyaga and Murang'a to employ the youths there? Why can't the president build world-class manufacturing plants for cement in Athi River to employ the youths from that area? Why can't the president go build world-class fish processing plants in Kisumu to employ the youths of Kisumu? I mean, it's just a matter of misplaced priorities in this country.
No, you're a student, right?
Yes.
An active student. Currently, you're a student.
Yes, I'm a
How
student.
do you pay for your school fees? How do you come up with your school fees?
My fees is largely paid by my parents.
What do your parents do?
My parents are my dad is a high school teacher, and my mom is let me call her a peasant farmer. Yes.
So the reason why I'm asking you that is because there's this debate on help and student loans and all that stuff. What is your take on that?
I believe that the new funding model is punitive and should be dropped, just like the finance bill was dropped.
Why do you feel that way?
I feel that way because I know the president. The president doesn't hate Kenyans. The president is simply being forced by these worldwide organizations, like now the IMF, the World Bank, the World Economic Forum, to implement some of these policies that he's not even comfortable doing himself. And what we want as Kenyans is a brave president who will refuse to be blackmailed by some of these multinationals. The new funding model, and you will see if it gets implemented in 5 years' time, we won't be having people going to university, because like now my parent struggles to raise that 40,000 we are talking about. Where is he going to get? I have 2 younger brothers. Where is he going to get 300,000 to pay for a course of which you are not even assured of getting a job once you are done with campus? Yeah, so that's why we as the Gen Zs, we've come out in solidarity with the president to help him tell those wazungus that his hands are tied. He cannot implement that new funding model. Because as you will see, if you go to the statistics, you will realize that more than 80% of the students who are going to join were put in band 4 and band 5. These are the most expensive bands. Like for medical students, if you're in band 5, you have to pay from your pocket around 400,000. I have here in my phone a screenshot of a student from Multimedia, where I come from, doing the same IT course that I'm doing. I pay 40,000 a year, of which my parent is even struggling to pay it. That freshman, last year, is now going to second year. He paid 300,000 with an extra loan, HELB loan of 70,000, which he has to pay when he's done with campus. I don't think that's the way we have to go. He was telling me that he's very likely to drop out of university because he doesn't see his parents affording that. The parents actually had a harambe in the village, and the area MP chipped in to help raise that amount. I don't think the MP will be there for all the constituents to help raise that amount for them.
Yeah.
And what we are going to experience in Kenya is large-scale dropouts from university and other higher learning institutions.
What is your take on export of labor and job creation abroad rather than in Kenya?
I believe that we need to create, that is an escapist way of trying to solve an issue. Why are Kenyans trying to look for jobs abroad? It's because there are no jobs in Kenya. And how do you create jobs in Kenya? It's by doing those things I'm talking about. First of all, doing a thorough debt audit. I was also, after Morara Kibaso has done these audits on stalled government projects, I have been going through the same Auditor General report on their website. These materials are online, you can download them. I have gone through several universities. I downloaded documents about the Auditor General's report on the various higher learning institutions. And I was shocked what I saw there. In multimedia, for example, we have a debt of around 1.78 billion Kenyan shillings, which has been accruing for the past 11 years since the university got a charter in 2013. Same to, I saw in UAN, it's even higher. And every other campus. We, as the Gen Zs, we have decided that we cannot continue. The status quo is not working for us. We are going to audit every single shilling of that 1.7 billion in my campus and the rest. If it checks out, then it's well and good. We will now start looking at how is the money expended, the one now that will be coming going forward.
Yeah.
And that will be done in all universities. Yeah? And that is just one sector of the economy. We have several sectors in the economy. Morara has been doing roads. I and my team together with the student leaders I've been speaking with, we are going to do one for the counties, for the universities. I encourage other youths to come up also and do theirs on the counties, on other ministries, so that we put the government to check. We don't hate Ruto. We just want Ruto to work for us. That is the job we gave him. We gave him a job to create an enabling environment for Kenyans. And if he fails to do that, that's where a majority of Gen Zs now say Ruto must go. It is a clarion call for William Samoei Ruto, who is already a billionaire. I don't think money at this point is an issue to him, because if it is about money, money got him the presidency. Now you have the presidency. Work for the Kenyans. And if it doesn't work for the Kenyans have a right to picket and to go on the streets. And the Kenyans will continue going on the streets if we are not experiencing the change we want in the society. Yes.
Do you really feel that money made him the president, or he was voted in as a president?
Money had a lot to do with it.
Why do you feel that way?
Because we had more qualified candidates, but then because they didn't have the money to sustain a campaign for a whole year. Actually, in Kenya, we have a very bad character of doing a campaign for more than 1.5 years before even the election. And he was able to sustain that entire campaign period because he had money. And
who would you have picked if not for Ruto? Because you said you had other able, presidential candidates. According to you, who would you have gone for? Given the chance.
Given the chance. I think we had a Gen Z candidate who was kicked out.
Which one?
I don't want to mention him here, but I will in our next interview. But what we want in Kenya is systems that work. We don't necessarily want someone who it's because he's from our tribe or he's from our church. I mean, some of these cocoons don't really work for us. We want someone that will create a system where the poorest kid in the village with a very high IQ can also get a space into the decision-making table. We don't want only the children of the privileged to have a shot at life. Yes.
Okay, so you're here representing the students, you're here representing your fraternity, you're here representing the comrades.
Yes.
I want you to give them a parting shot, like.
Thank you. My parting shot is the Gen Zs. I hear we have planned protests on Monday, and the protest is about the new funding model. We will not allow the new funding model to dim the dreams that many aspiring Kenyans have for their life and for their country. We want systems that work for us. We don't want to work abroad. We want to stay in the country and build our country. And my parting shot to all the Gen Zs out there is be there on Monday and reject the new funding model. Adios.
Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for bringing that to light and how the students feel. I'm very passionate about students, by the way.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.